one of the fellers who deserves pats on the back, kudos, bows in his direction. It's Art Carmody, Chairman, Independence Bowl. Can we still call it the Walk-Ons, or is it just Independence Bowl?
I think we can hold on to it for a little while longer.
The sort of Walk-Ons Independence Bowl. I said to Ruben, maybe you heard us coming in, you're driving in. Last Thursday seems like so long ago now. Does it to you?
It does. To me, it does.
Well, what have you been doing since then? Just napping, catching up on all the sleep that you missed?
That, hanging out with family.
Yeah.
Watching football.
So we talked a little bit off the air. I said, how did it go? You said, I said, it went pretty great. I got a text from a friend last night. Was the ESPN numbers, was it 4.2 million? Was it something like that?
I don't think so. We haven't got the official numbers. Louisiana
I'll
Tech.
pull it up for you in a couple of seconds.
Well, Louisiana Tech sent out something over the weekend, said it was maybe 2.6.
Yeah.
But we emailed our contact at ESPN, and they don't have the official numbers yet because I don't know how all that works. I wish I did, but they account streaming numbers as well, and they still haven't got all that
Maybe
data
that was
yet.
Involved. It was over the 4 million mark.
So not sure, but we had a compelling game into the fourth quarter.
When you guys got together Thursday night, when it was all said and done, and you finally get to loosen your tie, and everybody's headed home and everything else, when it's you and Missy and all the big wigs down there, all the important folks, all the folks who worked so hard, what did you talk about? What did you discuss that evening after the game? Did you go, yeah?
Well, actually, we haven't done that yet. I take that back. We did that at lunch on Friday because we had to kind of all go different directions after the game. But there was relief a little bit just because everything went well on game day. The tailgate went well. The game went well. Team seemed to be happy. Weather cooperated. We got the fans in. There was a little confusion.
33,000 is a great number, though. Am I wrong?
No, that's huge.
I mean, 40
for
to
us,
45.
yes.
But,
that's huge.
But when you look at some of the other bowl games, and we talked a little bit about that Bahamas Bowl or whatever the hell it is, and played in a high school stadium that I mean, about the size, not even as big as Lee Hedges, and nobody was there. I mean, I would think 33,000 will go a long way in selling it to the next title sponsor. Fair?
No, absolutely. Yes.
So tell me more about this little get-together at lunch. What did you guys talk about? What when you actually kind of exhaled and patted each other on the back, specifically, what went really well?
The weather. Probably number one.
33,000 people.
Yeah, people showing up, and probably the excitement of the day. The tailgate was one thing that we really tried to focus on this year. On our first staff meeting when I became chairman last March, I got together with the staff, and I said, how do we get the younger generation involved with the game? And
one of the keys all along, I guess, that we've heard going back to, where I mean, even going all the way back to Marcus Lemonis and Camping World and whatever, is it has to have that event atmosphere.
Right, and we reached out to Matt Snyder and his group, Pinpoint Marketing, Grant Knuckles, Andrew Crawford. He got Jason Brady involved, and we put on a really nice tailgate event on the north side of the stadium, and we rolled out all the old AstroTurf from the old field. Kind of made it kind of a college game day environment. We had a couple bands out there, and people really seemed to enjoy that. People kept coming over from other tailgates along the Midway and hanging out there right in front of the stadium, and then they all went into the stadium and watched maybe if you're a offensive purist, not the best football game, but a compelling game for 4 quarters, and that's what we were most excited about, that we had the fans in the stadium and that we had a compelling game through 4 quarters for the television number. And like you said, we can package all that together and try to find a new title sponsor.
You mentioned ESPN a couple of seconds ago. How I would assume at some point you get a call from somebody at ESPN, and they like Joaquin Phoenix and Gladiator, either give you the thumb up or the thumb down. How long until that happens? Because I can't imagine you're not going to get a big thumb up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We saw the numbers being kind of tweeted out and social media out by Louisiana Tech on what the viewership numbers were. We reached out to our contact at ESPN yesterday, and he responded that he was still waiting on the official number and would send that to us, hopefully maybe some point this week.
Mm-hmm. Walk-Ons is now the former title sponsor. When I know that there's things that you can't mention, but would it be fair to say that there were representatives of potential title sponsors at the game?
Yes.
What was their reaction?
Positive.
My silence means keep talking, please.
Yeah, I mean, positive in terms of we'll continue discussions, and that's really all I can say at this point. I mean, we have a third party, I think I mentioned it to you before, Impression Sports, that's helping us with this process.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And they're entertaining discussion on our behalf, and obviously this will go a long way in helping with that discussion. There's always interest from potential title sponsors for putting their name on a bowl game. It's just a matter of when you get down to the nitty-gritty of the negotiations, making sure it works out for everybody.
What was the name of your headhunter?
Impression Sports.
Okay, and I'm sure they do this for a number of different companies, people's bowl games.
Yeah, they're primarily in the bowl landscape.
They were there. Representatives of that company, that organization, were there. What was?
No, they were not there.
Really? Have you heard from them post game? Did they
have
say,
not.
Watched it on TV? Numbers look good.
I have not. I'm not sure if Missy has. But I have not heard from anyone from Impression Sports since
Coming out of the game, are you really optimistic? I'm sure, let's say theoretically.
Well, I'm pessimistic by nature.
Let's say you could be our producer. Let's say theoretically that you had, and you can respond to this any way you want. You can tell me as much or as little as you are allowed to do. Let's say theoretically you had 5 potential title sponsors here. I was waiting for you to jump in. Let's assume that you had 5
I feel like I'm on the stand.
potential title sponsors here. Do you think that they all went away thinking more of the opportunity than, say, pregame?
I would hope so.